Speaking of Viagra, we've got David coming up next. Let's get our hands together for this for David.
Thanks, Rory. Hi guys, how you going? It's great to be here in Granville. We're really close to Auburn. I don't know if you know this. It was in 1969 that the Australian government first brought out a plane load of 200 Turks to work on different projects. They did. And so we're kind of like it's the spiritual capital of Australia. Allah, sorry. I stuffed that up. Now it's appropriate that Mark's worn a rugby jersey tonight, because I wanted to tell you a little bit about how great I was at school. In year 8, I decided to try out for the rugby union team. And then, because I'd played soccer for 10 years, I was quite quick, I had a lot of agility, and I thought that would get me straight in the team. And it turns out that the coach really needed me to make the minimum required numbers of players, so I was straight in. Anyway, the first game come up, and the kick-off went, I picked up the ball, I ran untouched, I scored right under the post. Man, I was so excited, you wouldn't have believed it. I felt just as excited as if I was James Tedesco scoring for Australia. Now, he wasn't born yet at that time, but I knew he was going to be great. But just like a fun-sized Mars bar, the excitement didn't last very long. It turns out the ball has to travel 10 metres before it's in play. So and it would have been okay. The try would have been allowed except for the eagle eyes of this whistleblower. The other people called him the referee. Was pretty shit. So the team captain Alexi, he didn't want to let me share in any of the team spirit, which was really disappointing because he got the good stuff from his father, Grey Goose. And anyway, as I started learning the rules, they're quite different from soccer, I become quite good. And it turns out that the nickname that the players gave me, they called me PE, and they weren't talking about physical education. But as I learned the rules, it turned out that they were the ones suffering from PE, premature evaluations. I was quite good. Now, later in life, and I'm similar vintage to our previous speaker, I decided I wanted to start doing things. So I bought a kite. Not the kite on a string, a kite surfing kite. And they're quite big, and I don't know if you've ever seen these up close. You guys ever watch kite surfing? You've seen it? Well, when you pump it up and you get that big arc, that only just fits in my garage under so that's how big it is. The kite's as big as my car when it's fully inflated. And when you have it 18 metres in the air, it can catch a lot of wind at 10 square metres, 15 square metres of sail. And it's quite dangerous. And I challenge you, just go Google kite surfing accidents and you'll see how dangerous it can be. It's quite funny unless you're in the video. Anyway, I was having some lessons and I'm balancing the kite, but it had a fault and it was dropping and catching it, and I'm waiting for someone I can drop it slowly so I can catch it and put it down safely. Anyway, I took my eyes off it for a minute and it dropped. And it dropped into what's called the power zone. Have you ever seen Superman? I was gone. And at that point, you're just a passenger. And I can hardly see it. Get out of the way! Anyway, I didn't hit too many people. But fortunately, the instructor took the wind out of my sail, eventually. And then he asked, why have you buried your head in the sand? Well, obviously at that point I couldn't hear him. And I've had other challenges as well. Actually, last week I did this wonderful challenge. I walked barefoot through hot coals. I was on the way home from the beach and I needed bread, and their air conditioner was busted. I'll give you a minute to calculate that one. Hot coals. It wasn't actually Coles, I'd tell a lie, it was Woolies. But I had to change it to Coles for comedic effect. Hey, you guys ever put anything off? Mate, I do it all the time, so obviously you're going to have to come back another time to hear more. Thank you. Give it up for Rory.
Give it up for Mark, everyone. I mean, David Mark. I'm the